Okay, so here we've got the driver's door. I've already taken the trim off, and you'll notice I've taken out the speaker, which is down there. Okay, right, next up, I've got the radio out. Can you guess what I'm doing yet? And the plan is to take this one out, which I've done. Oh, she's a heavy beast, and it doesn't work. It's on one channel only, which is what led me to do this. There's not much room to work in here. I will sit up for it. I've got to be careful how I'm putting this thing in. Now, normally I don't really go for new radios in old cars, but I quite like the look of this one. It caught my eye because it's got what it does is it's nice and cheap, number one, but its main selling point is that instead of having complicated electronics in the car itself, in the radio, it actually has them inside that slot where the tape, for those of you who are old enough to remember tapes, would go. And what happens is that comes out, it's a smartphone holder. So this is basically like the smartphone piggybacks the radio, and then with the buttons on the side you can access your apps and other things. It's also got Bluetooth as well, so I'm looking forward to using that. But the only thing that started this really was knowing that the speaker was only coming out of the one side in the car, which when you're in here at full chat, you can't really hear it very well. So I got what I think is the offending speaker out, but I have a suspicion that it's actually the radio. So while I was here, I saw this, as I said, caught my eye. It was 100 quid. So I thought I'd go for it. So what we've done, I've used the standard, I don't even know what they're called. They're kind of like wire brackets for pulling the radios out. You find other videos about that on YouTube. I'm going to show you how to do that. It was dead easy to do. You just slot them in and pull the radio out. Although I think it was easy to do because I think they've had it out so they could put my new gauge in for me when I had the turbo done. So I think probably they're a little bit more awkward than I'm giving it credit for. But mine came out in seconds. So then we've got the issue of the wiring. There's the harness there. And the aerial. Many years ago I used to spend a few hours wiring in my mates' radios all the time, but these days things have changed and there's an ISO for it now. So what happens is the manufacturer of the radio makes whatever plug they like on the radio, which looks like this. They can put what they want on, but then they always end the plug. I can't take my parts, I've already fitted it. They always end the plug in one of these big sockets, okay? And then these here are the ISO standard. So what you do then is you buy this little short harness, the red one, which then connects neatly to there, saving you hours of work. I absolutely love them, and it cost me 3 quid off eBay. So I think that's about it. And alongside that, obviously, if I've got a dodgy speaker, you've got these speakers. They're not the best, but they're not the worst. They're definitely better than what's in here as standard. So there's a little bit of a modification to these to fit them. What you do, these little tabs here and there need to come off. So I just give them a quick cut. And there's another, actually it's that one and that one there, sorry. So we just give those a quick cut. And then they fit into this plastic surround. Right here. So it fits quite neatly in there already, but you'll see what I mean with the tabs now. There you go, let's see. Let's tab, cut those off, and that'll go straight in the door trim then. So after we've done that, the radio will be wired in, the speakers will be fitted. I won't be able to do the other side until I get out of the garage and not have room to open the door. And then we end up with a massive gap in here because I've got a double din at the moment, which I've taken out. Now I go to a single din, which only fills up this much. So it gives me a lovely little gap there. So what I've done here is, I think this is about £9. This is a little cubby hole. I'm hoping it goes that way round, which allows the din to rest on this tab here, which looks to be a low bearing gizmo for me. So with a bit of luck, that's going to slot in there. Gives me a little cubby hole as well. Space is at a premium in these cars. So that's my plan for today anyway. I suppose I better get on with it really. And here we have it. As I said with this car, nothing is easy. It's weird because it's designed to be very easy to take apart, very easy to work on. I think Mazda must have had some sort of sporting element in mind for it, but everything fights you. So this is the cage, and the cage fits lovely, and then obviously the radio fits in there. That's nice. I was going to bend a few of these tabs down to hold that in and stop it flapping about. So these tabs here, look, you just bend those in. So that's great. And then we have the usual part that people fit, and lo and behold, when I put this in, the tabs down at the bottom have nothing to clip into. I can't make cuts for them because that's the bit that holds the cage in. So we've got to try and work that out. I think I'm going to end up maybe cutting the bottom bit of trim off and fitting something myself. I don't know. My remit for today is just to get it working anyway, so I'll see how bad it looks afterwards and then deal with it, I think. So the wiring's in, cage is in. And while I was there, I found this green wire, which is supposed to put on the parking brake. I've got an idea what that's for. I don't really want to bother with that because I don't have a wire to connect it to. So I could probably use the existing one, but I'm not messing around with the existing electronics to do it. Okay, so with the cage, like I said, the bottom bits didn't fit. So I've used a pair of side cutters, I've just cut them off. I didn't really want to do that because now I'm wondering how I'm going to hold it. But if I didn't do that, it wasn't going to fit. So let's just deal with one problem at a time. Okay, so wired the stereo in. This is a test fit if you'd like. I'll see if I can show you the unique feature of this now without getting my hands in the way. So pop that off. This is hard when I'm holding the camera one-handed. There we go. Right. Let me grab this bit. And make sure it's all the way out. There we go. Pop that up. And then my smartphone goes in there. It's a pretty cool piece of kit. And then the faceplate clips back on. So that's the plan. Oh, while you're there, do not forget to attach the aerial. So many people do. Speaker time. That's the connection for the speakers. I have to laugh at this because people fit brilliant speakers in their cars. I spend ages, loads of money on them, and then you look at the thickness of these wires and think they're not going to carry any bass. That's why I've just gone for a minor upgrade. So anyway, as usual, this doesn't fit my new speaker, so I'm going to cut this off and solder some new connectors on it. Won't take me too long. Okay, so this is the speaker fitted in the casing, and there are the tabs I've cut off, and I've used those to do it. It was a nice easy job.